event happen. Thank you especially to our refs, some of whom are getting some first-time tournament experience today. So be kind to all the teams, everyone. And let's have a great day. So we're going to run through the rosters real fast. Mystery Live, why don't you give us the roster for Gorge Roller Girls?
Gorge Roller Girls tonight, skating for them, number 409 Aftermath, 428 Brutality, 512 Kaleidoscope, 999 Combat Booty, number 8 Face Spounder, 451 Gnarly Charlie, number 8 Goody 2 Skates, number 52 J-Bomb, number 12 Juicebox Hero, number 007 The Cassassin, number 3.14 Kimbo Slice, number 62 Like a Vegan, number 911 Nurse Jackie, number 9 Pitbull, and number 711 Risque Rebel. Those are the Gorge Roller Girl Blood and Gorge, featuring a lot of our fresh meat skaters out of the Gorge this evening, so a lot of first-time skaters on the track this afternoon.
And for the Rose City Wreckers, 1010 is Slow Loris, 142 Flourish and Blocks, 1975 Fleetwood Smack, number 20 Shell Put a Weld On, 23 Colonel Corn, 2997 Jump Cut, 325 Marzi Payne, 330 Civil Disobedience, 444 Force Smusher, or Force Majeure. I'd have to work on that one. Number 5 Genatomic, 630 The Rodent of Unusual Size, 716 Manatees, 75 Sci-Fi Curious, 76 Halitosis, and 805 Krista Meaner.
All right, starting off the jam, Gorge Roller Girls trying to lock out the top of that pack, but Wreckers picking up that lead jam position.
And back of the pack, number 95, working hard against that Rose defense, and is through.
Slamboni out of the pack as she had that star in her hand, able to get out in front, not pick up any points, and Wreckers calling off the jam.
Quick 4-point hit it and quit it. And we'll be starting jam number 2 with number 62, Like a Vegan in the white, up against, that looks like number 75, Sci-Fi Curious in the black.
Like a Vegan trying to find some way around that the back of that Wreckers wall, but just getting bounced to the inside of corner 1.
Tough Gorge defense at the front, holding Sci-Fi Curious. Pack extending. And there we go, Like a Vegan. Like a Vegan hits the back of the pack on her initial scoring pass.
Sci-Fi still trying to work her way up to the top of that pack. Face Spounder, J-Bomb trying to hold her, having to let her go. No pack situation. Rolling into their laps. Vegan breaking through the inside of corner 3 and 4, managing to pick up 5 points on that pass. Blood and Gorge able to keep Wreckers at bay. Sci-Fi Curious not able to get any points up. I think we're having a good tight game here.
So far it's looking that way.
Yeah.
Starting jam number 3 in the white, 512 Kaleidoscope. And in the black, Manatee shooting through on the outside. Manatee's coming around on the initial scoring pass. And we have a track cut sending Manatees to the penalty box. Oh, hey, Jammer Dosi-Do.
Kaleidoscope joining her in there. Only one jammer can be in the box, so let one free. Little caveat there is Kaleidoscope will only serve the same amount of time that her opposing jammer was in the box, so it's a 1 in, 1 out.
And Gorge jammer heading back to the box. Looks like an illegal procedure call. Nice force out and recycle by Kimbo Slice. Manatees back in the action. Gorge putting up a tough defense at the front of that pack.
Off kilter, trying to hold out that outside wall there. Manatees are able to slip by.
And Fleetwood Smack heading to the box on a direction of play call. Both jammers back out on the track.
Gorge sending another one to the penalty box there. Off kilter. Kaleidoscope, though, trying to find some room on the outside of corner 1 and 2 and getting knocked to the outside of the track. Wreckers putting some dominance into that defense.
And late track cut sends Kaleidoscope back into the penalty box. So this next jam will start with the Wreckers unopposed behind that Tonkin.com jam line. And Conquista score. Is your lead jammer. Wreckers trying to separate that Gorge pack, leaving only 2 wall at the front. Only a 1 wall at the front.
Kassassin headed to the penalty box for Gorge.
Oh, some big hits there, but Conquista's score is through. Another 5 points in the air.
Brutality, Juice Box Hero, and off kilter up in the front for Gorge, trying to hold up a rotating wall. It is not going to happen, though. 4 more points for Conquista score and the Wreckers.
And we have a star pass.
The Kassassin in that pivot position right out of the penalty box, picking up that star. Trying to put some pressure on the Wreckers here. Kassassin not able to get to the back of the pack in time. Conquista score putting on 20 points. We can be a little bit harsh on the point difference with the Gorge. They can take it. The coach is going to be over there doing the same thing.
All right, back on the line, number 95, Slamboni for the Gorge. Up against number 76, Halitosis.
Juice box here in the penalty box for Gorge, but look at that, Halitosis joining the penalty box. That'll make this a power jam for the next 30 seconds for Slamboni.
Oh, Slamboni almost gets it out, and then 4-4-4 with a long recycle. Force majeure.
Wreckers eating up that penalty time there. Halitosis spending in the penalty box. Gorge is not going to get to take much advantage of it.
Force majeure on a, looks like Didn't see the call, but heading to the box. Joined by a Gorge skater, and there is Slamboni out, lead jammer.
Holly able to break out in front of the pack first, though, but Slam going to control that jam. She's not going to let Holly get any points on the board if she can say so.
You could say that she iced that jam.
These are 20. We're doing full jam or full bouts, right?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay. I was like, that's a really fast 15. So it just happened.
All right, like a vegan.
On that inside line with that lead jam position for the Gorge.
Like a vegan bounced around to the back of that pack and up at the front. Sci-Fi Curious pushing hard. That Gorge defense just not giving her much to work with.
Kimbo Slice face pounder. Getting back at her as much as they can. Sci-Fi having to reset. Is that what it says? Just juice box 0.
And we have a star pass to Force Majeure. And there's the call off. 4 in the air for the Gorge.
That scoreboard slowing down there for both teams as they're starting to feel each other out a bit more.
And next up, Kaleidoscope back on the line in the white. Up against 716, Manatees in the black.
Kaleidoscope reset right off the line. Manatee is getting bounced around from the front of that wall. Kassassin able to hit her out and reset her back to the line.
And Kaleidoscope also recycle. This is Portland. We like to do a lot of recycling.
Manatee's up at the top of that pack, trying to push as hard as she can. Kassassin, Nurse Jackie, Brutality, trying to hold a rotating wall. Kassassin.
Sorry, long draw back there by Kassassin. Great play.
All good.
Both jammers resetting. We are a minute in and still no lead jammer.
Both teams seem to have figured out some defensive strategy that is very effective here. Neither jammer is just walking past anybody.
Gorge doing a great job resetting that defense.
Kaleidoscope with the star in her hand, able to make it around the pack. Just that 2 seconds of confusion is enough sometimes to let that defense slip up. Out in front, not in that lead jam position, but she can get points on the board.
And Kaleidoscope through for it looks like 5.
A strong fight from Gorge there. Not a whole lot of momentum in any team's favor. Well, points from that jam really counted.
As part of the tournament, the Wreckers are supporting Team Indigenous, a roller derby team started by 2 former RCR skaters, Mick Swagger and Skintastic Dynamite. Team Indigenous has a mission to unite the Indigenous roller derby community and to spread the word about missing and murdered Indigenous women and raise funds for that cause.
Right up in front.
Conquista score as Slamboni working hard on the back of that pack.
Conquista score out in the front for 5 more, finding a nice clean line, but Slamboni able to cut clean of that pack and has got those teeth set in. Conquista score down on the inside and calling the jam off, not letting Slam get any points on the board.
Less than a year ago, Team Indigenous participated in the Roller Derby World Cup held in England. And we have in the white, number 62, Like a Vegan, going up against Sci-Fi Curious. This is a matchup we've seen a few times.
Like a Vegan getting shot out through the middle of that pack like a rocket out in the front in that lead jam position.
Sci-Fi Curious working the front of that pack, is finally through on the initial.
Like a Vegan taking a hard hit on corner 2, knocking her back out. Gorge calling off the jam there. Losing that momentum, but coming in hot enough, not wanting to give any points away. Five and a half minutes left in this first half. We haven't seen the scoreboard move a whole lot since about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's been a very tight defensive game for the past few minutes. It's been really fun to watch. And Kaleidoscope working on the outside, getting the long recycle.
Halitosis trying to push the Gorge pack, spread them out, and she manages to, slipping by Kassassin on that inside line.
Halitosis through like she's been eating garlic.
She's what?
Been eating garlic.
Kaleidoscope having some trouble getting around the back of that pack as she's reset to the outside one more time at corner 1.
Great defense by the Gorge to really slow up Halitosis and just extend that pack as long as possible. Once again, that tough Gorge defense finally has to let Halitosis go. And we have a star pass to the Kassassin.
Devin, this is for you.
So you go and talk about how there's been not much scoring, and the very next jam, 19 points up. I tell you, it's the announcer curse. Slamboni working hard against the back of that pack. Conquista score, trying hard to push through in the front.
Conquista score out in front with that lead jam position. Slamboni still having trouble getting around the back of that pack. Both jammers in a bit of defensive chaos here as Gorge Roller Girls trying to keep Conquista score back from pushing those packs apart too far. Kimbo Slice, Nurse Jackie, the last two left on the line, but that pack starts to regroup, giving that defensive chance just a little bit more. But Slamboni in the back is running out of steam.
Both jammers are running out of steam. You can definitely tell that fatigue is starting to set in after a long jam. Oh, little jammer defense there by Slamboni. And the long drawback, there we go. Conquista score says, I've expanded the lead enough, and it calls it.
And we got a timeout there from the Gorge Roller Girls.
Mixed Swagger of Team Indigenous is back to living in Portland again, has skated for Gotham and most recently VRDL. Pretty sure if there was a roller derby Hall of Fame, which, hey, that needs to be an idea, I think, Mixed Swagger would definitely be in there. Is the period clock running while the timeout?
Yeah. The period clock's running while the timeout's going.
Yeah, we're doing that for this whole tournament.
Oh, okay.
It will only stop for injury.
Is that normal in
Absolutely
general?
not.
Okay.
Totally weird.
You guys are just doing it just for this.
It's because we got such a tight schedule.
Totally.
The other abnormality, only 2 timeouts, not
Okay.
3. And then also, you can't call a timeout in the last 5 minutes of a game.
That was kind of like what Bruce Fest was like.
All right, Force Majeure working against the 2-wall up at the front of that pack. And
Like a vegan, trying to find some room on the outside. Maytag, though, held her back. And running around the outside of that loop. Like a vegan, able to get free of the pack. Forrest Musher out in front, though. Running in the back of that pack and calling off the jam. Trying to get a quick strike and retreat. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Halftime.
And we've got a 5-minute break. Underneath the mezzanine, there is a snack shop that has been set up. So if you need some refreshments, feel free to stop by there. Check out the merch booth, grab some merch, and we will see you back in 4.5 minutes.
I'm good at it. Okay, you guys, if you are on the sidelines and you are hungry, Rocket Beans Snack Shack is now open. Eggs, string cheese, roast beef sandwiches, yogurt, all kinds of beverages, even vegan falafel wraps. Stop by the Snack Shack.
There you have it. And also what you have is about 12 more seconds till roller derby starts up again. And starting the first jam of the second half, Halitosis in the black and Like a Vegan in the white.
Definitely. I think it's because there's no one in here. It's just like, probably. Yeah. So we'll see what we can do with it. Sounds good. Yeah. Thank you.
There's the whistle, and we will be off in just a couple seconds. Halitosis pushing hard at the front of that pack. Like a Vegan, quick recycle by Shell. And there goes Halitosis is your lead jammer.
Like a Vegan, though, right on her tail. Halitosis calling off the jam. Strong play there. Both jammers not letting anything go, but keeping the pressure on.
Love that energy and effort. Sci-Fi Curious in the black, Kaleidoscope in the white. Kaleidoscope pushing hard on the front of that pack against that 2-wall up there.
Kaleidoscope out to the front, getting a nice hit and let her free out into the opening and lead jammer.
Sci-Fi Curious finally gets some offensive help, is through.
Heavy hit, Kaleidoscope going on the inside there, corner 2, and then calling off the jam, picking up 4 points.
Wow, that was great effort. I am always impressed when a jammer has to do that sort of call off after a big hit.
Almost calling it while they're in the air.
Force Majeure in the black, Slamboni in the white. Slamboni looking for the outside lane. That gets closed off. Both jammers now engaged hard in that defense.
You know, Slamboni, though, is a slight disadvantage there, as that outside defensive skater was Maytag, who is actually one of her fellow skaters on her team, too. So Maytag knew what she was going for.
Oh, Slamboni tries the inside apex jump. Not really on the apex. And so the refs are trying to figure out how many points that's going to be. That would be 3. Good extension there by Slamboni to pick up those 3 while staying in bounds for that.
Gorge trying to figure out how they can chip into this lead a little bit.
Well, they got the right skater out there. Like a Vegan's picked up about half of their points so far. Up against Conquista's score.
Vegan around the outside of that pack like they weren't even there, picking up that lead jam position. Conquista score still stuck out behind Brutality. Juice Box Hero, Kimbo Slice, Gnarly Charlie trying to keep that pack tight. Brutality going down on the inside. Conquista score coming with a nice little hit.
And like a vegan says, the defenders are too few to stop me.
Like a vegan picking up a penalty.
So this jam will go the full 2 minutes. Conquista score, though, still on the initial pass.
That rotating wall for the records seeming to be like a bit of a blocker there, not having much help, but that all just changed as that star pass happens.
Chris Demeanor, now your jam of record for the Wreckers. That was a slick little star pass, too. And Chris Demeanor picking up 5.
Blood and Gorge trying to get themselves set up.
Nice work by the Gorge defense. Lets their jammer through and immediately closes back up. Conquista score with a stop on Like a Vegan. Both jammers fighting hard to get any points out of this pack.
That jam finally coming to an end. Like a Vegan looked like she was trying to push a wall over. Nice strong play, though, from Gorge Roller Girls. Putting 13 more on the board. Rose City Wreckers, though, with 11. Not making a whole lot of change in that scoreboard, but we are seeing it start to walk up a little bit.
And that was still fun to watch. That was a lot of fun, actually. All right, Kaleidoscope. Starting for the Gorge, Halitosis for the Wreckers is through on the initial.
Kaleidoscope finding some room on the inside. Looked like she might have got hit out before, though.
And Kaleidoscope heading to the box on a forearm call.
Forearm will make that a power jam for the next 30.
Rose defense or offense trying to breathe life into Halitosis' jam. And Halitosis says, I can just push through on my own, thanks.
Gorge got spread out as thin as they could be there.
And Nurse Jackie heading to the box on a penalty. Both teams now with with one apiece in the Tonga.com, or the Bud Light penalty box.
Kaleidoscope clearly running on low energy here. She gets knocked out on the outside of corner 3 and 4.
Halitosis back up at the front of the pack. Good defense. Rostered skaters for the Wreckers will be wearing the Team Indigenous shirt during warm-ups, and we have these shirts to sell as well. Proceeds from the shirts would go to Team Indigenous and the charities they give to. All right, Halitosis will be starting this next jam in the box, which is a power start for Slam Boney.
Slam looking for an easy opening on that outside line. Gorge back to full strength on the floor. Around the inside, making an opening, taking that lead jam position. Slam.
Good offense there just to open up a huge hole for Slamboni.
Halitosis out of the penalty box. Immediately to a star pass. Forrest Musher now in that pivot position, now in that jamming position. Not going to do her much good, though. Slam calling off the jam, controlling that as much as she can.
Please help us in supporting Team Indigenous and raising funds for missing and murdered Indigenous women. Jam number 7 will feature Conquista Score versus Like a Vegan. Shell put a weld on trying to do some offense for Conquista Score. Switches back to defense.
Like a Vegan getting it bounced around just a little bit too much on that outside line.
And Conquista Score is your lead jammer for this jam number 7.
Like a Vegan finally breaking out of the middle of that pack as it was starting just enough to thin.
And
Conquista Score calling the jam. Putting 4 points on the board.
please visit the Team Indigenous Facebook page for a wealth of information about Indigenous people's issues and also great stories about the team. Sci-Fi Curious moves to the front of the pack. Kaleidoscope still caught in the back. And Sci-Fi Curious is out first, is the lead jammer.
Penalty box not looking too good for the Gorge. Sci-Fi breaking through the pack for 5 more.
And we have had a star pass for the white. Kimbo's Slice is now your jammer of record for Gorge.
I'll bring you a different one.
I'd like to give a big shout out to OHSU Sports Medicine. Proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers.
Slamboni for Gorge.
Force Musher for the Wreckers. Little jammer defense. And Slamboni with the drawback. Force Musher says, all right, I can wait.
Force entering the jam with some energy there. Kassassin trying to hold her back off kilter. Not able to stop her long enough, though. Out in front, grabbing that lead jam position.
And Kassassin with the star pass. Force Musher calls that jam before any points can be scored by Gorge. Two-Town Cider, damn fine cider made here in the Pacific Northwest. Like a Vegan, Sci-Fi Curious are your jammers. The pack just not allowing any holes, and I spoke too soon. Sci-Fi Curious, now your lead jam. Like a Vegan, not far behind.
Sci-Fi trying to call out to her pack to get set up. Cutting just enough of a hole, but getting through and calling the jam just a second too early, not putting any points on the board.
A lot of credit there to Leica Vegan for just moving so fast, just forcing that early call off. Kaleidoscope Halitosis on the Tonkin.com jammer line. 4-3 pack advantage for the Wreckers. Halitosis looking to take advantage of that, and does.
Kaleidoscope getting bounced around behind that pack. Getting knocked to the inside, having to reset back behind the jam line.
Halitosis breaking through with the brush off. Through for 5.
Kaleidoscope trying to find a way to get that knee into the inside of that 3-wall there, but not having much luck as it rotates her right to the outside once again.
Long recycle by Shell. And Halitosis up at the front of the pack again, engaging that Gorge defense.
Gorge having to let Halitosis go, spread out as far as they can be. Kaleidoscope not having any luck getting through that pack. Running out of energy, you can see that star off of her helmet and in her hand.
And Halitosis gets called on a track cut. That foul will send Halitosis to the box.
Not enough time to get that star pass happening. Kaleidoscope with that star back on her helmet. Through the pack.
Picks up 5. And this jam reaches its natural conclusion.
4 minutes left in this second half.
Slamboni will be in a power start. Looks for some offensive help from the Gorge pack, is getting it. Wreckers, though, doing a great job of moving and reforming.
Slam just trying to push up against that inside line. Halitosis, though, out of the penalty box, finding some engagement with the back of that Gorge wall.
And Slamboni gets called on a track cut. Halitosis is your lead jammer. Good offensive work by the Wreckers to try to open that Gorge defense, but Gorge doing a good job slowing it down, though.
Slam's penalty is just shy of 1 minute here on the clock. That'll give her maybe a little bit time to get some action back out on this floor, but Halitosis is running this jam right now. 5 more.
Slamboni coming in with some power.
5 more on the board.
Great work by Slamboni, getting in, picking up some points. I really liked Slamboni's energy on that. Just came roaring out of the penalty box, blew through the Wreckers defense, and then just came charging around to pick up 4 points.
The coach is only letting the all-stars skate at like half. She's like making them do stuff they're not used to doing. So it's good to see them actually being successful in some of those things. Like a vegan out into the front. Looks like she picked up a penalty, though, in that pass. What is that? I can't remember either.
All right. Helmet cover is off for Conquista score. That means this jam will go the full 2 minutes, which will take us to the end of this bout.
About 10 more seconds on the jam clock than the period clock. Conquista score looking for an easy way to get around that wall, but stacking them 3. Gnarly Charlie adding to that inside line. Face Bounder trying to catch Conquista score. The Assassin holding her.
Like a vegan came roaring out of the penalty box. Just nobody could stop her. And looks like we have a star pass to Chris Demeanor, who will finish this off for the Wreckers.
Seeing the Gorge pick up a bit of speed there as they were getting ready to play some defense, but Chris Demeanor finding an easy opening on the outside, picking up 4 points.
Like a vegan powering through. Oh, Chris Demeanor with a long recycle.
Chris Demeanor clearly skating hard there for that last minute as she comes back in, just barely pushing back into the track.
Oh, you know, just a few seconds left. Save your energy for the next game.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for the Gorge Roller Girl Blood and Gorge. So they came here to stick one in.
And put your hands together for the Rose City Wreckers. The score is currently still unofficial. And it is now final. Rose City 161. Gorge Roller Derby 63.
Is that what that is?
Yes, very small. And next up, we are going to be having Jet City up against Chaos Theory.